Welcome to Create Your Own Economy podcast, the weekly podcast that equips you with the know-hows, the strategies, tools, and resources to create your own economy, grow your business, and live the life you desire. If you have not done so, hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode. Hello and welcome. I am your host, Bunmi Ajibade. Today we will explore the phenomenon called analysis paralysis and explore and really exploit and provide strategies to overcome it, thereby empowering you to take action, which is really very important. And also, most importantly, how you will make decisions confidently and efficiently. And then you ask yourself, what is analysis paralysis? I have been there. Several occasions that when I get overwhelmed, it's like I just shut down. Everything shuts down because my mind shuts down. So what is analysis paralysis? This is when an individual overthinks or overanalyzes a situation to the extent that no decision or action is ever made. And when that happens, it paralyzes the outcome. Because when you are working so hard and then you are so confused because you are overanalyzed and you are not making any decision, there is no outcome. And for an entrepreneur, that outcome is important to the success of your business. So what are the signs of analysis paralysis? How do you know that you are there? What are the signs? Number one, overthinking, getting lost in the details. When we overthink the pros and the cons of each option that is presented, and we just think. And right now, I'm just thinking about my husband. When even in the house, it doesn't have to be business. In the house, we need to make a decision. My husband, he is a C personality in the DISC personality, and is very cautious. So he has to analyze everything. So he will open an Excel spreadsheet and he will have the pros and the cons of every option that we have available. And by the end of the day, or if you have a week to really think of the decision, by the end of the week, he can't make the decision, because there are so many details and so many pros and cons, and then overthinking will not make us get closer to making that decision. So number one is overthinking. The number two, which is attached to the first one also, is the fear of making mistakes. Because as an entrepreneur, you want the outcome to be exactly what you have predicted for your business to be successful. You want to meet the goal of the business. You want the success that you are projected for the business. So the fear of making mistakes. Then number three, procrastination. You put off the decision making because of uncertainty, or uncertainty because you are not sure. You don't want to make mistakes. Uncertainty because there are so many pros and cons to sort through. Then number four, inability to make decisions because we are overwhelmed by too many choices from a load of information to sift through. This happens to me because when you look online, when you Google anything, when you go online to ask any question, the load of information that you are given, And you have to sort through all this. Oh my, I don't know about you. I get overwhelmed. And at that point, no choice seems right at that point. And you know what? Okay, I'll come back to that later. Then procrastination sets in. So you see, this is how we get to that analysis paralysis. And this is also where people, if you're not in business, this is where people get to the point that they call themselves lastminute.com. And then you have to take a decision last minute. And for a business, a thriving business, a business that you want to be successful, you don't want to resort to that lastminute.com. So it's really very important. So let's look at strategies that will help you in making decisions, in taking action, in avoiding analysis paralysis. This is really very important so that you can reduce overthinking or prevent overthinking and really streamline your decision making. It's important for you to take action and also to trust yourself. Trust that you've got it, right? So number one, set clear goals. So we are going to look at 5 strategies for decision making to avoid analysis paralysis. Number one, set clear goals and priorities that we align with the objectives of the business. Set clear goals and priorities that we align with the objectives of the business. Whatever the goal of the business is, whatever the goal of the project at hand is, make sure you have goals that are set towards that goal, the specific goal. Make sure that you have income producing activities on your calendar towards that goal so that you are not, involving yourself in those trivial stuff, those stuff that you really don't need. Then number 2, set deadline for the decision to be made. Set deadline, and that one will force you to take action. It will give you that sense of urgency. And don't wait until, if that deadline is on the 15th, don't wait for the 15th. Maybe set deadline every 3 days. Something needs to be done, or every 4 days or something, so that you can have a checkpoint before that real deadline. And that one will really help you to force you to act. Then number 3, limit your options. When you have too many choices, it makes decision making very painful. So my suggestion is for you to narrow down your options and consider the 80-20 rule. Where we say the 80-20 rule, identify the 20% of choices that will yield the 80% of your desired outcome. So when you look at 20% of what you can really focus on, that can yield 80%. Because if you are waiting for everything to align perfectly, you might wait forever. So why not identify 20% of activities that will yield 80% of your desired outcome? Then number 4, now, entrepreneurs like myself, let us accept imperfection. Understand that no decision will be perfect. So trust your intuition. Your intuition will guide you to that right choice. And you know what? Even if something is off a little bit, remember that will act as a learning for the next time, for your next experience, for your next project. So accept imperfection. Then number 5, learn from your experience. Learn from your past experience. Remember your past decision. What did you learn from your past decision? Because this is the growth process from entrepreneurial. It's part of the growth process for us. So when you give yourself to continuous learning as an entrepreneur, that continuous learning helps you to become confident, in making your decisions, the ability to make decisions, the ability to take action, that your continuous learning, you become the growth that you get from your continuous learning will give you that ability to make decisions. And also that will propel your business towards growth. So the learning from the mistake you are making is very important, because even when you make a mistake, that is not failure. It's not that you failed. It's just that you have learned from what it is, and you will use that when you are in your next project, when you are dealing with your next decision to be made, and that will really help you. So let me call you to action. My call to action, the first one, is for you to really notice when you are feeling overwhelmed and just stop. Acknowledge it. Take a step back when you are feeling overwhelmed. Don't get to the point that when you are feeling overwhelmed, it will then affect the business. Then my second call to action is be flexible, be adaptable. I know that it will not be perfect. Your decision will not be perfect, but it's okay. And the third one, just recognize your strength. Trust your strength. I'm not saying that you should be irresponsible in just taking decisions. No, but just trust your strength. Trust your intuition and do a diligence in taking decisions and keep on moving. You've got this. Keep on moving. You are great at what you do. And if you need support, come on, reach out to me. Go on to my website, claralgr.com/meet, and go on and schedule a free discovery call with me. Let us talk. And if you are listening to me and you want to start your business and you are not sure where to start, I also want to hear from you. And I invite you to share this podcast, write a review, and I will see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift you can give me is by sharing this podcast with your friends, your family, and reviewing it, which will help this podcast to grow organically. If you want to create your own economy and live the life that you deserve, join my next workshop or schedule time with me. My purpose may as well be to help you on your journey. Visit claralgr.com/workshop. See you again next week.